Hi there. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Well, thank you very, very much for showing an interest in the volunteer launch that we've got in store this evening. Um, so if you just want to say hi on the chat, it'd be great to hear from you, say where you're from, and we'll get straight into it. Okay, it's quite an unusual evening because we're going to do about a 30-minute presentation on Demio. That's this platform here, the webinar platform. And then hopefully I'd like to take everyone over onto Zoom, and I'd like to show you around the back side of back end of the platform we use, and just show you around, show you what's possible. A little bit excited about all of this. We've had a lot of requests for people to help us out. And so we've put a bit of work to try and structure it so that hopefully if you have got any time and you want a bit of fun and meet people, then you can maybe contribute some time. Okay, so cool. Let's, Shakura's just come on and Dinah's right here next to me looking at the chat, sorting the chat out. Okay, and Shakura's coming as well.
I'll mute my microphone so that we don't get too much feedback.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Okay, good. So what we've got in store for you in the next 30 minutes is I want just give you a little bit of history of the project. I found an old brochure I want to show you, and going to do some polls, find out how long you've been involved in it, because we know we've got a lot of people out there that have been following us for a long time, and it's really nice to bring you in to the team as a volunteer to help us out. Okay, we're going to look at how the languages are distributed across the project, show you a little bit about what we're dealing with now with the growth of the whole New Energy Work thing. And we're going to show you how we've found a kind of fun, easy way of working together, especially with COVID. And in fact, it's working so well, we're definitely going to take that forward after the virus because it's just been so much fun. Okay, and then if we can all go over to Zoom, I'd just like to show you around and give you an idea of the kind of things that we'd like to do with you, okay, like to do with you as volunteers. So here we go. Okay, so look at this. I found this brochure on one of my COVID clear outs. And this is, I think, from around 2000 and something, the early 2000s. And you can see that I dreamt of doing pretty much what we're doing now way back then. And that was before video even existed on the internet. It was all text message, text forums and stuff. And that evolved itself from the Shiatsu College postgraduate course that dates back to 1991. Around 2000, I had this idea for Shiatsu Center. You can see my picture there. I look very, very young and very tired. Well, some things never change. And look at the people I had lined up. Look at all these teachers I had lined up. I had all these top teachers. Pauline Sasaki, sadly, of course, she's not still with us. Carola was there, Klaus, Paul, Gabriella, me. I put myself down the list. Patricia, Nicola, Eva Maria, Elaine Liechti, Dinah, look, Dinah, Brigitte, Anne Palmer, Mariana from Greece, Elise Johnson, and Emma from Spain. So we had a real good lineup. Unfortunately, couldn't make it work. It was a little bit too early to do that. So that kind of just went on for a little bit. And then 2010, I went to the Berlin Energy Medicine Symposium and I presented with James Oshman. And that kind of inspired me to start the New Energy Work project. Kind of grown since then. So that was 10 years ago. So the history of it is like kind of about 20 years old. So I'm just curious to know how long you've been kind of one of our group, how long you've been involved with either Shiatsu College postgrad way back in the 90s or the Shiatsu Center.net project, if you remember that, or New Energy Work. Okay. So I'm going to launch a poll now and just find out roughly how many years, how long you've been involved in this project, and we can have a look. So just think back and think, how long is it that you've actually been connected with us through the internet, or maybe it's come on one of our postgraduate courses? It'd just be fascinating to know. Okay, and look at that. Wow. Okay, look at that, Dinah. We've got about a quarter of the group have actually been with us for more than 10 years. 7% more than 20 years. Can you believe that? But look, we've got a lot of new people too. We've got like 60% of you have only been involved in the last 1 to 5 years. So welcome everyone. And that's really cool. And the other thing I just want to know, just checking in, is have you actually joined an online course? And not only that, have you ever completed one with us? That would be a really interesting thing to know. Like, have you ever joined one of our actual online courses? have you actually joined one, and have you actually completed it, got the certificate? Because that's an indication that you really know how it all kind of works, if you've got through to that certificate. And I know that some of our legacy courses really were quite challenging. They were like very long and so on, and so they're quite a lot to get through. The ones we're doing now are much lighter. There's much more live content, as you can see. It's a kind of sign of the times. People want live stuff. But look at that, half of you have completed courses. So you're really right in there with us, and that's really great to see. And most of you have joined the courses, and only, like 18% of you haven't even joined anything yet. Well, that's something in store for you, which we hope you'll enjoy. Okay, we thought you might look behind the scenes. We did some number crunching. We found out that 61% of our mailing list is English or other, and we're going to come along to that in a minute. The main languages that we've already done webinars for, again, often using volunteers, are German, and we've got 3 countries. We've got Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. So that's not surprising. That's quite big at 16%. We've also got a very large French contingent, 11%. That's grown recently. And then we've got 7% of you are of the group as a whole. That's the mailing list as a whole, are Italian, 4% Spanish, and 1% Greece. But I have to say the Greek shiatsu scene is extremely small, and we've got pretty much half the whole entire Greek shiatsu population on New Energy Work. Okay, so just about that other category, maybe you're out there, maybe you're Dutch, maybe you're some other language, you think, wait a minute, I think we should have it translated into my language, okay? So we just thought we'd give you an opportunity to just say on the chat, if you think that you would like us to provide the facilities to translate into any other languages apart from English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, or Greek. Okay, so just think about that. And if you really would like us to do that, then pop it in the chat as we go through the presentation. Slovakian, there we are. That's Zora's. That's your job, Zora. You're going to be in a team of 1 there with that. Brilliant, I love it. Croatian, Czech. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay. Yep, we've got German already, Andrea, so that's okay. Croatian, whoa. Turkish, but it's a very small community. And Russian, Finnish. Okay, right, wow, okay, right. This is amazing, absolutely incredible. Japanese, yes, why not? Coles to Newcastle. Okay, cool, that's unbelievable. I thought we might get 1 or 2, but that's a lot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you, talk a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes here. You probably realize that it's just gone absolutely crazy. I mean, it was building really fast after we went to a membership organization last year. And then, of course, with COVID, because we basically decided to go completely free to everyone and work on donations, and also because our work was so badly needed by the world shiatsu community, and we put hundreds of hours in on that first month of lockdown, the whole thing just went straight up like a rocket. And you can see how we've now got over 4,000 people on the mailing list. We've got more than 1,800 registered members. That's 16,844 enrollments. Okay, so you can imagine our workload has just gone through the roof, and we can't really cope with everything on our own. We're a small team, we're doing treatments as well. And so we thought the only way we can really keep the whole thing going is to just ask for volunteer help. Okay, so you can just see how much it's growing. Okay, you probably know already that as soon as COVID hit, we decided to go completely free. We gave away all of our content free. Most of our professional members have stayed with us, and they've kept donating. If you're one of those persons, a massive thanks. That's really helped us through the last couple of months. We've just about made it for the last couple of months financially, because we've got to pay all the bills, obviously, and keep going. Okay, we work cooperatively. We divide any money we get over the top of the bills just to keep us going, and we're just making over the minimum wage at the moment, and we're happy with that. But obviously, there's a limit to how much time we can put in, and so that's where you come in, okay? So the idea is to have volunteers doing 3 main things, and one of them is to keep the forums active, support new members as they come in, give them encouragement, post on the forums, keep the forums going. We've got 2 different types of forums. We've got forums in the active course that's going on at the moment. So at the moment, that's the Creating Shiatsu Treatments online course, which is coming to a close this week. And then we've got a community, which is where we point everyone from all the legacy courses. So if you do, say, one of the scientific basis courses, then you can go into the community forum and ask questions there, okay? But of course, it's far too much work for us to be able to cover everything. The other thing we really need help for is checking for any errors on the course. We've had help from people in the past who've done this. A good example was yesterday, Pascal spotted that I hadn't taken the quiz off draft for that week, and no one had spotted that all week, okay? And it's just like, I had that done a week before, so it's kind of frustrating that we don't have time to check everything. So even if we had a few people just looking out for us, that would be so cool. Okay, and then the big one, the really big one, is to help translate the courses. And we've thought about doing this in the past. We've tried to do it with professional translators. The budget is just way out of our reach. We can't possibly do that. And the amount of work involved is astronomical. So we thought we'd do it in a way that we can do it with volunteers, all doing a little tiny bit and hopefully contributing to translations of all the courses. Now they've got legacy courses. We thought we'd just try experimenting with, at the moment, just maybe translating the courses that are coming up. Okay, and we'll show you how we're planning to do that as we go forwards into this talk. Okay, so now I've kind of explained the three main areas. That's the supporting the forums, that's checking stuff for us as we go forwards, just in case we've made mistakes, things aren't working or whatever, and also translation. Which one of those three areas would you most be interested in helping us with? And so I'm going to put this, which of these three activities would you most like to help with? Okay, would you like us to support, would you like help supporting the forums, checking the courses, translating the courses, or all of the above? Okay, well, that's really cool. We got a nice spread there, Dinah. That's really good, isn't it? That's really good. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, great. Well, I tell you what, those of you, those 6% of you who want to support the forums and those of all of the above, you can help us straight away. Okay, as soon as this webinar finishes, you could just go to the current course, go on the forum, which is right at the top of the course, and you'll see that Dinah's been the only one battling away, helping out the forum. She really needs some help there. And even if you just post on, if you're on that course, just post on there and just get the forum going. It would help us enormously. Okay, so I'd just like to share something about how we're working. Okay, not only are we basically all getting paid the same, assuming there's any money left at the end of the month, which we're just praying there is, because we're working totally on donations. What we're doing is we're minimizing emails and we're actually working together on Zoom. We all get together, there's 5 of us, we get together, and for 2 mornings on a Monday and a Wednesday, we just do stuff together. Okay, we just literally collaborate, we get in, we use breakout rooms, we talk to each other live, we try not to email or text too much because that can take up so much time and so many misunderstandings can occur. Okay, we basically have some fun, we talk to each other, we do stuff, we go out of the meeting, we do stuff, we come back in, and we do things together, you know, that kind of thing. And that's been a fantastic way of working, and it's something that we will definitely take forward as a group once the virus situation is resolved at any time in the future. Okay, so we'd just like to share that with you because that's how we'd like to work with you. And in fact, we've already done it. Okay, and I noticed that Fanny is here in the chat, and I don't know whether Helen is here or Eva and Alexandra. I'm not sure if they're there. Yeah, here she is. Look, Fanny's there, right? Okay, so it was fun, wasn't it, Fanny? You can tell them in the chat. Okay, it was fun. Okay, we did exactly that. We worked together in a way that I'm just going to show you when we go over onto Zoom. Yeah, it was really good fun. Okay, and basically what I did was I just said, okay, look, this is how we do it. I need it in French. I couldn't find any translators. I couldn't find any to do it. So I just put an email out and just said, is there anyone who could help us? And we had quite a lot of people replied. Only I think 3 or 4 people made it to the actual meeting. And on that meeting, we actually got it done. I opened up the stuff that needed to be translated, and they just pitched in. Most of it was in French. I was sitting there, it was just listening to all this French going on all around. And they put the translations in the chat. I just copied and pasted it in it, and it was done. No emails, no messing about, nothing else. Okay, we just got on with it and we did it. and it was really cool. Okay, and it was really good fun. It's really sociable, and we'd like that. I was so patient. I thought I was just amazed. They were very particular, by the way. They would often spend maybe 2 or 3 minutes just on one word, going backwards and forwards, going, no, that's not quite right. It was really, really funny. And Shakura was there too. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. Anyway, yes, so it was good fun. So that's the kind of thing we want to, yes, Maria Carmela, she wants to know whether there's going to be any other languages in Italian later on, and hopefully there will be if we can get you into different language groups, which we'll explain about in a minute. So that's what we thought we'd do. Rather than, we just want to make a fun collaborative thing where everyone can kind of meet each other and do stuff. That's our aim. Okay, right, so that's the concept. We're going to meet and work on Zoom. We're going to have breakout rooms, and then the way it works is this, right? What we're going to do is we're going to create hidden versions of the course that we would like you to translate, or even if you'd like to translate it, maybe you say, I really want to translate that course. Okay, we're going to create a hidden version, a hidden copy of it that only you have access to and no one else can see. You have to get in there with a direct link, which we can give you. Once you're in there, we're going to give you the opportunity to translate it either during the Zoom sessions when we're all together, or if you've got any time during the week and you want to do a bit of playing around, or maybe you want to get together with a few friends who speak Czech or something. And then you can go onto that site and you can work together, because we're going to give you the access to the resources that you need to translate. So you just, even if you've got half an hour, quarter of an hour, you could contribute. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, and I'm going to kind of explain how that works when we go over to Zoom later on. Right, okay, so if you want to nurture the forums, quite a lot of you suggest that, just first of all, check out the current forum on the course. Hopefully a lot of you will be doing the current course. I hope that's going to be the case, in which case you'll be able to contribute your own experiences, but please, make the forums as active as you can. And then the community forum, make sure you can find where that is, and we'll give you some help with that. If you can't find it, it should be on the dashboard when you log in. Just check in every now and then, see if new members need any help with anything, reply to them. It's a very important support for people. I know a lot of people are locked down, especially in places like England, where we're way behind in trying to get COVID sorted. And there's a lot of loneliness there, and people are on their own, and they really would appreciate some support. Okay. And so, yeah, just kind of become active on the forums will be really good. And checking the course, if you're doing the course and you're looking and you think, wait a minute, that should be there, I can't see it, like Pascal spotted yesterday on the forum, on the webinar, then just tell us, okay? Just please tell us and let us know, and we'll try and put it right. Obviously, if you're doing the course and things don't work, then you can let us know. Okay, and then translations, as I just described earlier, is we're going to create a copy of the current course or any other courses you want to translate. We're going to create translator resources, which basically means we're going to give you editable files that you can download, translate, and then upload again. Okay. The only thing that we're still working on is the videos, because the videos are a challenge. We did actually try to start translating the videos ourselves. This was before COVID. It was so much work. It was really hard. And we never really got very far with it. However, there is a possibility I'll talk about in a minute that we can work collaboratively using subtitles and using Google Studio, YouTube Studio. Yeah, okay, then that's how we're going to do it. Right, already you can change the language settings of your experience of the site, okay? And that's in the language settings, we've set that up. And when you go into your profile, you can change the language. And we'll obviously, when we start getting translations in different languages, then we'd like you to know how to do that. So you can tell your friends, hey, look, you can go and you can turn it into Slovak or Czech or Russian or whatever it is. Okay, assuming the language is supported there. Okay, now we've got an idea we're working on with video ideas. I know this is possible, but we haven't sorted it out yet, but we're working on it. And that is, we're thinking of uploading the videos onto YouTube and then captioning them, and then they can be automatically translated. And then you as a community, or the wider community, we've got over 1,000 people who follow us on YouTube, can edit the subtitles, okay? And that seems to be the best way to go ahead with it. We can get the slides translated. That's what we did with the French group, okay? And we can get the slide translated, but it's going to be tricky overdubbing all the videos. So we think the best thing to do is to go with subtitles, okay? So that's the idea. So if anyone's got any experience of collaborative work on YouTube Studio, then maybe you could just give us an email at admin@newenergywork.com. Shakura will pick it up, and maybe you can help us do that. Otherwise, we'll continue our researches into that. Okay, so then the idea is that you will work and as a team in that particular language. You'll translate the resources, and when it's ready, then what we'll do is we'll obviously open it up. It will no longer be a hidden course, and it'll be available to all the 1,800, or probably there'll be more by then, people who are in our New Energy Work community. Okay, and of course, if you want to be, and we would love you to be, we would love to have credits on that course. This course was translated by, and then your names, okay? Because that's the way you can get credit for the fact that you've helped us out. I think that would be really cool, okay? And we did that with the French group. We put it on the webinar, and we put it on the registration page that they helped us to do it, okay? So that's how it's kind of hopefully going to work. Right, so I've done that before. I've got 2 of those in there. You see, I should have checked that. Right, so have I asked you this now? I haven't. Yeah, I haven't asked you this yet. I just want to know how many of you are actually involved in the current course now, just to give me an idea, because that I'm using that current course as a sort of, and that's the webinars, by the way, the 4 webinars that we've just done on creating shiatsu treatments online. They're consisting of 4 webinars. That's how we're doing it now. So you see, the majority of you, 60% of you, are actually on that course. Okay, so please go on the forum and help us out on that. Okay, cool. Basically, what we've found we've done, because of the whole COVID situation, is we've found that people don't really want to be doing asynchronous stuff so much. They really like live online stuff, like we're doing here, like group stuff. And so we kind of switch things around a bit. So now we're doing shorter courses. Most of the content is delivered by video webinars where we've got a big group together. There's a really good energy feeling, and we work together. And so we're doing 5 webinars and 4 weeks. If you hold your hand up, you'll see there's 5 fingers and there's 4 little places between them. They're the 4 weeks of the course. There's this one at the end of the course. So we have a launch, and then 3 other webinars with content, and then a final question and answer one and a review. Okay, and that's how we're doing it, and that's how we're planning the courses in the future. So I'm wondering whether we could maybe even get to a stage, maybe in the summer, where we've got a good group of translators, and we could maybe even translate it as the course is active. Okay, so the other languages will be supported pretty much as we're going through these very live, much lighter courses, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And of course, the thing is, if there's not enough input into any particular language, then obviously it just sits there until there is, and then it gets launched into the wide world of New Energy Work. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Glad most of you are. 60% of you are involved in that. That's cool. Okay, so I really have to emphasize that this really is an experiment. We've never done such a big thing before. We've got 80 people here. Even if most of you make it over to the Zoom session, it's going to be a lot of people there. So basically what we've got is a situation where hoping that we can put you into maybe breakout groups. We were thinking of putting you into, say, if we've got time, to put you into different language groups, like some Italian groups and German groups and so on, but we'll have to see. But the main thing I want to do in Zoom is show you around the way in which we can work, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes like I did with the French group. I'm going to show you what goes on behind the New Energy Work site. Okay, so that's what I thought we would do. Okay, we're just coming up to 25 minutes past, so we're pretty much on track time, and we're just going to spend half an hour doing that. If we can just get you used to the idea of being on Zoom, used to the ideas of what's possible, okay, then that would be great. And then from next week, what we'll do is we'll create copies of all of the course in all the different languages, and then we'll just leave it up to you. We are relying on you to self-organize and self-motivate yourself, because we literally don't have the time to manage all the volunteers. We're hoping that you're going to take on the thing yourself and help us bring the whole thing forwards. Okay, so yeah, the Zoom is for those who want to work on translating. Absolutely, Georgina, it is. Yeah, if you're interested mainly on working the forums, I would just don't worry about the Zoom thing unless you want to have a little peek behind what goes on. You might want to do that, but I would just go on the forum now and start posting. That would be cool. And the same thing for those of you who mainly want to check the courses. If you're not interested in translating, then that's fine. Bearing in mind that if you speak English, by the way, we will need you to help us with the subtitles that then become the basis of the translation. So just because you're not fluent in a foreign language apart from English doesn't mean you can't be involved in the translating project. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, great. Okay, good. So the question is now, can we all get over to Zoom? Now, the thing is, the Zoom link was on the landing page when you signed up for, when you clicked on the email, and that's how we managed to track who's who sort of thing. But I've got it for you as well in as a link, a download. I've got better than putting it in the chat. I've got it as a featured action. So hopefully, where is it? Let me just see. Oh yes, here we are. Link to the Zoom meeting. I'm going to put it in as a featured action, and I'm going to share it. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just have a few minutes break. I'll go over to Zoom and I'll start the meeting, but you should be able to get in before me. Just a warning though, Zoom is very, very demanding of your computer and your internet connection. So once you've got the Zoom link, I would definitely recommend that you shut down this webinar, and I'll close it down as well and start a new browser window, because Zoom is very, very heavy on the internet, and you probably won't be able to run both things at the same time. So let's have a 2 or 3 minute break. I'll close this webinar. I'll just share the link. Okay, so if you haven't already got that link, then I'll just let you download it. Yeah, good. Great. Okay, I just pray that the link works. Maybe someone can just click on it and just tell me that it just put in the chat that it actually works. Just if you can stretch your internet connection to that. Thank you. Brilliant. It works. Yes. Great. Thank you. There's always just a slight feeling, isn't there, when you share links? Is it going to work? It worked when I tried it. Okay, so let's just have a few minutes break, and I'll see you over on Zoom. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, if you have to leave, don't worry, because we're going to be meeting. I'm planning on maybe meeting every week. Let me just see if I can. Yep, just 1 hour a week. I think we're going to meet. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so let's see you over on Zoom. So now to Zoom. I'm going to end the session soon. Okay, you should find that you've got the link straight over. Okay, I'm going to go over to Zoom myself and sort it out. I'm going to just keep the webinar going for a second. Okay, here we go. Just make sure we better mute everyone. I'm going to just close this